What in tarnation?
Hello folks, this is Applegeek, and welcome back to my channel for the first time in quite a while. Yes, I have been sort of on hiatus for a while here. I do apologize for the lack of updates as of late. Honestly, just kind of had the perfect storm of events happening. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail and bore you with that, but you know, I was out of state on business for a week. Then I came home from that. I got sick with the flu right away, pretty bad, and then I just had lingering coughing and stuff from that for quite a while, and I've been super busy with work, working a lot of long hours, and so on. And you know, I just had kind of gotten a little burnt out from reactions too. Needed a break to do some other things, and quite honestly, just taking a step back from all that has made it that much easier to avoid spoilers for all the new upcoming stuff. So, and I really have done pretty well with that. I know next to nothing, basically, about Season 8 and other stuff coming up. So, good news on that front so far. But yeah, here I'm back. This big news Equestria Girl special is out, and it's kind of a good excuse to kind of get myself back in the game here. And I've got a bunch of my friends like practically stabbing me in the side with a stick saying, watch this now. So, the hype is real. I'm expecting good things. I don't know what to expect, but yeah, let's give it a watch and find out, I guess. So, without further ado, Equestria Girl Special, whatever special this is, starting now. Loving this new theme song. Aww. Loving these outfits. These new outfits again? I'm kind of losing track of all the outfits they've got. Oh, okay, this is like the full length of the ones in those shorts. Full length song. I think it's the same outfits from the shorts too.
Back in the day, I used to walk these halls acting tough, but all alone, I needed a friend to lend me a helping hand. I couldn't do it on my own. We've come so far together, got memories to treasure.
Is this a musical? Right into a song here. Aw, nifty hat. Aww. Computer lab, okay.
Remember when I lost the crown you did.
Oh, we're doing a full recap here.
We still had songs to sing. Magic transforming.
Wow. All three movies, all four movies. Okay. Well, making good use of their powers, I guess. You're gonna give Photo Finish a run for her money here, Sunset.
In these pages you'll last forever.
Hello? New character.
Excuse me.
I'm sorry, I didn't see you come in.
I've been here for a while.
I didn't realize.
Okay.
I've been trying to get your attention for like half the song.
Wait, what?
Ain't she a quiet one?
Yeah,
The song.
pretty
Song awareness.
Am I right?
You do? Who?
I'm Sunset Shimmer, president of the yearbook committee and editor-in-chief.
That
You
picture
want to
peeking.
join? We could always use extra help.
Oh, yearbook. Okay.
I'm Wallflower Blush.
Nice to meet you.
I've been on the
Wallflower
yearbook
Blush.
committee all year.
Oh.
Oops.
We met in 9th grade English.
And I was saying it was nice to meet you then. You didn't let me finish.
Anyway, I counted
Wow.
up all the votes for the yearbook superlatives.
Most most likely to succeed, class smile, class clown. Oh!
Class-
we went
who's the
best
class clown?
friends. Applejack, Fluttershy, Rainbow Dash, Rarity, Pinkie Pie, Twilight Sparkle, and me.
Nice.
I liked you all, but now it's official. Reform. The people have spoken.
I think it was official a little bit before now, but
Microchips, most likely
who's
to
counting?
invent cold fusion. No reason to be jealous. I'm not.
Don't worry, Twilight. We know you're a genius.
Besides, it's just the yearbook.
Just
Oh, no.
the yearbook?
Now you gone and done it.
Oh
The
no.
student body has entrusted me with the responsibility of gathering their memories into the pages of this book. In 30 years, we might not remember everything, but we will remember what's in the yearbook.
Well, I'm entrusting you not to put us next to best muscles. Every time you close the book, it'll be like we're kissing both biceps. Why don't we take our picture at the beach on Saturday? Everyone's bound to look adorable. Beach day! I'll make my world famous.
Oh, is this where the beach toys came from?
Secret ingredient
Probably.
is edible sunscreen. It's SPF 100. The great and powerful Trixie
Yes!
demands to speak to the yearbook editor
SPF 100.
Unfortunately for me, that's me. What do you want, Trixie?
So what's Wallflower
Just
Blush's
as I
part in all of this?
I was not voted greatest and most powerfulest. Explain yourself.
Is there even a category for
You
that?
didn't win greatest and most powerful because it wasn't one of the superlatives.
Thank you.
Neither was biggest meanie, but that didn't stop you from winning it our freshman year.
That was different.
Ooh.
The whole school
Ouch.
voted for her.
She was so mean.
No offense.
We all know you've earned the right not to be remembered that way.
Thanks. We're not
Wallflower.
having a greatest and powerfulest
She's
superlative.
good at being ignored, isn't she?
Oh, you're the one who'll be sorry, Sunset Shimmer, when you least expect
Oh,
it.
boy.
I'll have my revenge, and then I'll disappear like this. Behold, the magician's exit.
Yeah. And the door's locked.
Allow me. We were actually on our way out.
Why would the door be blocked from the inside? Oh well.
I'll just finish up.
Oh, forgot to turn off the lights.
Oh come on. That's a little bit too
Dear
far.
Princess Twilight, I thought you'd be happy to hear that the girls and I were voted best friends in the yearbook today.
Is Trixie gonna have a main role in this?
After all, if you hadn't forgiven me, I'd still be the arrogant student I was when I left Equestria. You gave me the second chance I didn't deserve, and I'll never forget it. Your friend, Sunset Shimmer.
Is she gonna have another trip back to Equestria in this special? I'm really hoping that I'm not expecting it, but can't help but hope. Oh! I bet this is another one of those gems or those orbs that was released from the statue. A drone.
Picture, practice run number 36A, attempt 7. Success!
Oh no.
Your eyes do not deceive you. I finally invented a selfie-sensing camera. It hovers into position when it detects a selfie opportunity.
Really?
Or to take selfies myself.
Really?
E.
Which beach blanket should we use for the photograph?
Selfies are so
The white
overrated.
one or
Yeah,
the
I said that.
white one? This is toasted oat and linen lamb's wool, eggshell, warm frost, pale nimbus, and well, that one is white, I suppose. Yeah, that's what I was talking.
Oh boy.
Don't worry, Rarity, I got it. No, I got it.
Oh boy.
I got it.
Surf's up!
No.
Ooh.
I don't got it.
Aw. Eh?
Ocean monster!
Alright, who is it?
Quincy the sea turtle says the tide.
Fluttershy!
We should take the picture soon or risk having damp ankles. Oh, he's so thoughtful.
You're worried about damp ankles and you just got out of the water. No. That is totally a spoof on R2-D2, isn't it?
Selfie sensor working?
Aw!
Okay. So, who's ready to take a best friends picture?
Okay. What?
Uh-oh, what did I do? Should we do it now, or did you want to swim first? How's the water?
What is going on here?
Shimmer? Asking to be in our best friend's picture?
Whoa, whoa.
Now I've heard it all.
Am I missing the joke here?
The only joke is whatever this is you're playing on us. Acting all nice like you're our friend. And
Oh,
it's not
reality's been altered.
Because
Things
you
went.
aren't nice.
Oh.
And we ain't friends.
Wait, what?
You got applesauce in your ears?
Oh.
I said we ain't
You sure can.
Oh.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, this is not good. Oh. Going all the way back to EG1 here. All the way back.
It's like I've been erased.
Well, she's still got her powers,
This
so there's
has
at
to
least
be a bad
that.
dream. Wake up, Sunset. Wake up.
Ow! Nope, you're awake. Ow! Me too.
I can see
Pinky.
your memories, and I'm not in them.
And exactly how is it you can see our memories, if you don't mind me asking?
With this.
Oh, it's obviously a cheap knockoff of ours.
We got them together. You were there, remember?
Why is she still
Nope.
talking to us?
Pinkie Pie, what about when
Okay.
I came to your sleepover before the Battle of the Bands?
Ha! The closest you've ever come to a party of mine is freshman year when you pretended to be Applejack and texted me, "Your party is lamer than a hungry duck in snow boots."
Like I'd ever say that.
So where's...
Really hurt my feelings. And wasn't very
what
nice
point
to
did
the
this-
ducks either.
That was a long time ago. Twilight, you remember me, right? We've been through so much together. Please.
Yeah, how
I
would...
only met you once, when you yelled at me at the games.
Doesn't anyone remember that I've changed?
How did she end up... How does she remember ending up at Canterlot High if not for Sunset Shimmer?
Maybe not anyone. I'll be right back.
Don't hurry back, darling.
Okay, Princess Twilight. Yep. Does the book still work?
Dear Princess Twilight, this is gonna sound crazy, but are we friends? Am I nice? Please answer.
Okay, the book works.
We're friends.
Yes! Okay, so it's a localized spell.
Okay? What's going on?
Kinda hard to explain.
Is Twilight coming over, Princess Twilight?
Might be
Oh,
easier
please,
in
please,
person.
please.
Well, not person, so to speak.
Which way are we going? Twilight's coming. Alright. Or... Yes! Back to Equestria! Oh, yes! Yes! Please let there be a Celestia moment in this one! Please!
Sunset?
Here we go again.
Was trying to hug you.
Aww.
So, what's been happening?
Yes, what indeed?
This is bad, Sunset. It's way beyond anything I've ever heard of. Although,
What?
I just had an idea, but you might not like it.
Uh-oh.
I'll do anything to get my friends back, Twilight.
There is one pony who might be able to help, but I don't know if you two want to see each other.
Who? Oh.
Please, please! Yes! Yes! It's finally happening!
So, Princess Celestia! You'll never guess who's back. Actually, maybe you can guess because she's right here. But,
Oh, that stare!
am I helping?
No. Go away, please, Twilight.
Princess Celestia, the last time we saw each other, I was your snide little pupil who betrayed and abandoned you.
I wouldn't have said it that way. What Sunset means to say is...
Twilight.
I know that I come before you a changed
Hush.
pony, humbly asking for forgiveness, guidance, and knowledge.
Oh, you know. Come on. You're just quit rubbing it in, Celestia.
Or I can just go and you never have to see me again.
There you go.
I've missed you, Sunset Shimmer.
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
I am not familiar with the exact spell that could
Let
have
the fan
erased my
art
friend's
roll.
memories, but it sounds like equestrian magic is at work in your world.
Indeed. The toilings of this nefarious enchantment could portend unimaginable catastrophe if left unchecked.
Sorry. I'm just used to hearing you say no student parking in the faculty lot.
This faculty lot you speak of sounds like a place of great power.
The answers you seek are in the Canterlot Library.
Okay, I want to see the princesses meet the principals. That would be awesome. Oh.
There's over 1 million books in here.
I wish, but don't worry. You're looking at some pony who knows this place like the back of her hoof.
Yeah, she knows every inch of that
Where
place.
are you going, Princess Celestia?
To the restricted section.
There's a...
Breathe, Twilight.
Oh, I've imagined this. I have totally imagined this. Oh. Oh boy. Star Scroll section.
Oh my gosh. So many books, all unread.
Oh.
Historical artifacts.
Breathe, Twilight. Breathe. Breathe. Breathe.
You sure you're up for helping me go through all this stuff?
Don't take this away from me! No way.
I kind of know how she feels right now, by the way.
Volume 31! You heard me! 31! Sunset. That's when it gets good.
What was that voice?
The weather warning from the pre-equestrian era! Oh.
Pre-equestrian era. Oh, foreshadowing. If I needed any more of this.
No, Chancellor Puddinghead tried to pass a law mandating Earth ponies drink carrot juice at every meal. I do. You know that. You know.
Aw,
Wow.
sounds like you got to read all the fun books.
More equestrian history.
I should probably take a break from looking. Because I found something! You're
Okay.
familiar with the 7 Trials of Clover the Clever?
Obviously.
Oh.
Well, first of all, these date back to before the founding of Equestria. Look at this.
You have my undivided attention.
That sounds promising.
It belonged to an evil sorceress who was practically invincible. With the Memory Stone, she could erase any memory from any pony, even fragments of memories.
Fragments, like memories of me being nice?
Clover the Clever knew the sorceress had to be stopped and the stone destroyed, so he chased her across land and sea. But every time he got close, the
that
sorceress
Shadowlock?
would erase his memory and escape. But he kept finding her.
How?
These scraps of parchment, he secretly wrote everything down so
Oh,
he'd know
Shadowlock
what
is
had
present
happened
day.
and where to go next. Like a trail of breadcrumbs.
Clever. Oh, Clover, yeah, got it. What happened on the other side of this
Lives
portal?
up to the name.
The last page is missing. Clover must have hid it to keep any pony else from finding the Memory Stone.
Well, the 7 trials, there were 7 orbs.
Sunset. What if the Memory
So-
Stone ended up in your world?
They all did.
Is using it to make everyone hate me again.
But who?
No. I was about to say Trixie, but no. Wallflower Blush, I think was her name. Definitely Wallflower Blush.
I've been thinking. Should we be worried about
Nice
Sunset
hat,
Shimmer?
Twilight.
Yeah, worried she comes back. I think it's a shame the way she's treating you, pretending to be your friend.
Trixie.
She's obviously up to something. Sunset thinks the whole school exists just to serve her. Water, please.
You're one to talk.
How the yearbook president seems to be
Nice
having
sand art.
an identity crisis. I believe that means the vice president takes over. And why, that's you, Rarity.
If this is your way of asking to be made the greatest and most powerful, the answer is no. And didn't we have this conversation yesterday? I
Yes,
can't
you did.
quite remember.
Maybe we did, maybe we didn't. Memory is such a thing.
They're gonna start figuring it out.
You never know when you'll forget something important, like how great and powerful I am, which is why I need to be in the yearbook.
I'll think about it.
That's all I ask.
Oh, so Rarity is supposedly in charge of this now, since Sunset isn't?
Maybe I can convince my friends I'm telling the truth now that I know what we're looking for.
The memory stone. I'll stay here and search the restricted section, top to
Aw,
bottom.
darn it.
Until I find a way to get your
I
friends.
wanted to see the
memory
two
back.
Twilights meet.
If that's even possible.
Oh, it's possible. Even if I have to reorganize the whole library by subject. Or maybe chronologically, I'll figure it out.
And you're probably going to do that regardless.
Both of you.
This is quite a contrast from the last time we parted ways. But you are not that way anymore. With every choice you make, you prove yourself to possess a kind heart.
I guess I had a good teacher.
You were a good student.
Are you saying
Wow.
I wasn't a good teacher?
Oh, no.
Celestia!
What I meant.
Say that.
He didn't say that. Princess Celestia has a sense of humor.
Oh,
It's
yes.
like I'm not the only one who's changed.
Oh, yes.
I'm not holding back.
Well, you know, getting Luna back probably helped a little bit with that.
Bring it on, Rainbow Dash. You and Verity just bought your team a one-way ticket on the express train to You're Going Down.
Oh, nice game thing.
Okay. Wow.
Seen all day. Isn't that right, little baby camera? You're in my house now.
Hey, R2. Spike.
Somebody's jealous.
Please. Only when the flying can opener learns how to fetch. You're the worst.
Flying can over. It does everything. Why not? Nice.
Great news, guys! I figured it out. Someone's erased your memory with equestrian magic.
Not gonna
I
work.
don't remember, but we're still friends.
And your proof
This
is what?
is the memory stone. Do you recognize it? Right.
Nope.
Guess not. But look. See? This is proof.
Oh, she's got photo
We are
proof.
friends.
Could have been photoshopped.
Please. This is the same girl who made flawless, fake photos of your friend trashing the gym.
They were anything but flawless. She literally.
Making such a ridiculous face.
She literally cut out pictures and glued them together.
My work here is done. Trixie.
You're still there.
And don't forget, Rarity. You promised to put me in the yearbook.
She did no such thing.
What?
Oh
It was an accident. I can help fix it.
I think you've helped enough.
no! Ouch. Guess you're on your own. Wait a minute. Is she gonna get Trixie to help somehow? I doubt it. That'd be an awesome twist if it did. It did happen that way. Here we go.
I don't want your lunch money. I'm not mean.
Don't.
Got it?
You're not
I'm
helping.
not mean.
Not helping yourself here, Sunset.
So, here we are.
Here we do are.
What? Grammar fail.
You really want to do this here, in the hallway, in front of everyone?
Up to you.
What's about to go down here?
Behold! Counterlot high school's greatest and powerfulest student.
Okay.
If a 7-scale mock-up doesn't convince you, I don't know what will.
Where's the memory stone? You turned my friends against me just because I wouldn't put you in the yearbook as the greatest and powerfulest?
Wasn't her.
The powerfulest isn't even a word!
What are you talking about?
It's not a word!
It's Wallflower.
No. What memory stone?
The one you used to erase everyone's memory, you manipulative blowhard.
Nice
You
save.
could make everyone forget all the bad tricks I've done, which is no tricks. Your puny rock pales in comparison.
Yeah, if she actually had that, she would be using it for herself, not just for a revenge trip. Yeah, yeah.
I don't believe it. You have no idea what I'm talking about.
Nope.
I don't. Sorry. Did somebody really erase everyone's memories of you? And even
I'm
though we all
liking
know you're
this.
the biggest meanie, you're saying you're not mean anymore?
It's complicated.
So you have this idea of who you're supposed to be, but no one at school sees you that way. Is that it?
Oh.
Trust me, I get it.
She knows.
I can't believe the only person who believes me is the one I called a manipulative blowhard. Sorry.
I took it as a compliment. Let me help you find the stone.
What's in it for you?
Did I call her what? Oh no!
Absolutely not.
Oh yes!
Rather go on being
Oh yes, this is happening.
It's fine by me.
She's in the yearbook, guaranteed. Hey, Bear Punch.
I've looked everywhere. Why can't I find the missing pages? I've always been good to you, library!
Let me guess, secret compartment in the hidden library? Or oh,
This is it.
that was
The
convenient.
last piece was in a secret compartment. Clover the Clever buried the
Okay,
stone.
I meant the compartment in the wall, not in the
Formation
chest,
must
but
be somewhere
close
in the
enough.
other world. But it doesn't say how to get your memories back. Perhaps if I had destroyed the stone right away, some of my memories could have returned. But when the sun sets by the 3rd day after a memory has been taken, it is erased forever.
You must
Sunset.
warn Sunset Shimmer
Yeah,
at
nice
once.
wordplay.
So, where should we start, partner?
How about with what I call you? I'm thinking the great and powerful Trixies! A pretty decent assistant detective helper person.
It's a working title. Missed the message.
A cafeteria full of suspects, 2 detectives, and only 1 memory stone. Seems impossible, but so does pulling a rabbit out of a hat. And I do that all the time. Let's talk motive. Who here hates you enough to erase everyone's good memories of you?
If you go
The
back
person
far
you
enough-
never can remember. Everybody.
Known enemies? All.
That really narrows it down.
Good afternoon, ladies. You
Here's
doing
Red Hearts.
okay?
That depends on how well you answer my questions. Has anyone come in complaining of memory problems in the last few weeks?
Not that I can recall.
You can't recall?
Beaten.
We're too late.
Is there anything you can tell us about it? Anything at all?
Yeah, we're not getting anywhere fast here.
Can't tell much from the drawing.
Mod!
Okay.
Only that it's felsic intrusive igneous, granular in texture, most likely arranged in an equigranular matrix with scattered biotite mica and amphibole, at least 65% alkali feldspar by volume, with a melting point of 1250 centigrade, plus or minus 10 degrees. Sorry I couldn't be more helpful.
Mod, don't ever stop being you. You're awesome.
I've only come up with dead ends, but I mean, it could be worse.
It's worse.
Uh-oh.
Good as new. Best friend's yearbook group picture. Take
Oh,
2.
no.
Number 36A, attempt 8.
Group photo without sunset.
Best friends!
Oh, it won't end up that way.
Oh, stop looking at that. You're just gonna wind yourself up. You can't think if you're wound up. Oh, think, Trixie!
I wanted to come in here to see who we're missing. But we've talked to everyone, A to Z.
Wait.
What's with the missing...
Not pictured. Wallflower Blush. Who's Wallflower?
I'm right here, you know.
Who are you?
Wallflower. I've known you since 3rd grade.
There's an animation
I
joke in here,
remember
isn't
third
there?
grade. Not
She's
you
got green hair,
specifically,
green
but
skin.
what a
Green
grade
tends to
it
blend into
was.
backgrounds.
The great
Therefore, you
and
never use it.
powerful Trixie debuted her disappearing frog trick. You know, a lot of people don't realize how much work goes into raising tadpoles.
Yeah, answer the text message.
Sunset. We think the Memory Stone was buried under this rock formation. And if you don't destroy the Memory Stone by the time the sun sets today, all those memories will be erased forever.
Uh-oh.
How am I supposed to find a rock formation that looks like that rock formation? That'll work.
That will work.
Can I ask a silly question, Wallflower? Where did you take that lovely photograph?
Oh, that's my garden. Well, the school's garden, technically. I'm the president of the gardening club. I founded it, too. I'm
You're
also
the only member of the gardening club?
The only one who's ever been to the garden, or seen it, or even asked about it.
You're not really into other people, huh?
I was maybe going to add this picture somewhere in the yearbook. What do you think?
Sorry, Sunset doesn't let anyone put things in her yearbook, no matter how much they deserve them.
No, you should do that, Wallflower. So don't let us keep you from working on it.
What? The great and powerful Trixie is annoyed and insulted.
Naturally.
What are you...
Flash! Ooh, looking at all her memories. She's always been alone in the background. Something tells me she used the memory stone without even realizing what she was doing. Uh-oh. Okay, seriously, just how much stuff from Equestria actually got dumped in this world?
That was different. The whole school voted for her.
She was so mean.
Here we go.
We all know you've earned the right not to be remembered that way.
Why should you notice me? After all, you're Sunset Shimmer. Everybody loves you now.
Oh.
Why can't they see you haven't changed?
No, she did know what she was doing. Okay. How could she read that? Oh, that's what the red... Oh, okay. That's what that stuff was. It's the memories. Poor Opal.
You erased everyone's memories?
Yeah.
Yes.
Kinda.
Wait, who are you again?
Really?
You don't see me fitting in.
So...
I'm sitting here alone,
I already love it.
right beside my shadow, always on my own. If I could share my wildest dreams, maybe they would see I'm more than just a wallflower. There's so much more to me. I'm invisible, invisible, a droplet in the mist. Invisible, invisible, it's like I don't exist. Right beneath my picture, this is what you'll read. A laundry list of nothings
Come on, that was such a good song. Why'd you interrupt it?
What did I do to you? Honestly, I don't even
I want to hear
know
the rest of that song, dang it.
Exactly! You had everyone fooled, but now they know you're still the biggest meanie.
You're about to see how mean I can get.
Whoa! Let's not antagonize the person with the all-powerful mystery rock.
I don't like confrontation. Let's just forget this ever happened.
Oh, no, 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 no. No.
What was I saying? I'm sure it was something brilliant, but also, how is it already 3
This is a
o'clock?
big setback. That song, though, how many...
Door open? And what are we even doing in here?
And how many people out there feel just like Wallflower?
Remember.
Okay, how are we gonna wrap this up?
Somebody open the door! If we don't get out of here and figure out who has the stone, in a few hours it'll be too late to restore everyone's memories. I'll lose my friends forever.
How are we supposed to catch someone who can erase our memory every time we get close to catching them?
By being clever.
What?
I wrote myself a note. Check the video.
Oh.
Recording this whole time.
Twilight's camera? What are you talking about?
Did it actually record the song?
Doing it, but I must have realized our memories would get erased, so I pressed record.
That's my garden.
Who's that?
Wallflower blush.
Name's not ringing a bell.
You don't seem
Wow.
fitting in.
It did record the song! So the songs actually happened!
Long song, huh?
What did I do to you?
Oh, I love meta humor.
I don't even know you. Exactly. You had everyone fooled, but now they know you're still the biggest meanie. You're about to see how mean I can get.
She's kinda right about you.
Yeah, thanks.
Actually, the wise and moralizing Trixie was
Sunset
making a
still does
point.
have that
You
side.
said you didn't do anything.
I didn't. I wasn't mean to her at all.
Well, maybe it's not good enough to not be mean to someone.
It's not that you're mean to her, you
Maybe
ignored
have to
her.
be nice.
You're right. Not that it matters, I'm still trapped in here. Unless you can magic us out of here.
Yeah, no chance.
What's the point in trying? You've seen enough of my tricks to know what'll happen.
At least when the sun goes down and everyone hates me forever, I'll still have one friend in the morning.
Huh?
And I mean, she is the greatest and powerfulest Canterlot High School has to offer, so I guess I can't complain.
You
Wow.
poor fool! You actually believed me when I was pretending to give up? Mere banter. The great and powerful Trixie never gives up on
That's our
herself
Trixie.
or her friends. I mean her pretty decent assistant detective helper people. Behold! The magician's exit!
Not gonna help if the door's locked. How? What?
Yes!
How?
It worked! I finally did it!
Still in here.
How?
All part of the trick.
How?
You know what? Just leave me in here.
I owe you one, Trixie. I
Area of
will
effect,
never
just have her
forget
stand
this.
away and do the trick
Never
again.
say never.
Seriously, I wanna know how she did that. Flash Central. Oh! Is Flash gonna? No?
Remember my name?
Okay.
I remember everything. The memory stone, how I acted, all of it.
What? How? I erased the whole afternoon.
Uh-oh.
Listen, I
Busted.
used to be just like you. Sure, I was popular, but I was lonely.
You're nothing like me, and I'm not lonely because I have plants. That sounded less lonely in my head.
I'm sorry, Wallflower.
Yeah, plants are nice,
You're
but
not.
you need
You're
real
just trying to look good
friends.
in front of your friends. And it's working! Yeah! How am I supposed to get back at you if nothing I do matters? I hate you! I wanted to teach you a lesson by erasing your friends' good memories of you. But obviously, that didn't work.
Uh-oh.
What if I erased all their memories of high school?
You can't. You'd be stealing their memories of each other.
They'll think of each other the way you think of me. Which is
Oh, this is low. Oh.
I ruined their friendship once before. I'd rather give up my own memories than let it happen again.
Oh, man.
Fluttershy. No. Rarity. Twilight, don't forget me.
Well, she proved who she really was by doing that.
This isn't Canterlot. Where am I? Princess Celestia?
Oh! Oh!
What's happened to me? Someone
She went
help
back to
me.
day one.
Who are you?
We're your friends.
We may not remember you.
But after seeing what you did, the sacrifice you made for us, we'd be proud to call you
Wow.
our friend.
Alright, time to get... Oh, oh! Oh, boy! Oh! It's morphin' time! I'm sorry, I had to say it. First time we've seen this since Legend of Everfree. Nice.
You have magic you do not understand, but it is nothing compared to the magic of...
Yeah, we get it.
Very stoic there, Twilight. Yes! Oh, thank you. What was with that face, Pinky? Wow.
Sparkle? Sunset Shimmer!
Yes!
We're so sorry.
I'm just glad to have you all back.
And now we have a new friend.
I'm so ashamed. When I first found the memory stone, I only erased little things. Awkward hellos, saying the wrong thing, literally any public speaking.
I've had plenty of awkward moments I wish I could erase too.
But it's no excuse. I was so used to erasing memories that I got completely carried away. I'm sorry for everything.
It's okay. I'm sorry too. I may have stopped being mean, but a great and powerful friend helped me realize I still wasn't very nice to you. Everyone matters, Wallflower, no matter how insignificant or invisible they feel.
Oh, I love this message. I love this.
Dear Princess Twilight, you can add a new ending to the archives. The Memory Stone is no more.
No student parking in the faculty lodge.
Thank you for your help. Give my best to Princess Luna, and of course, thank my second best teacher, Princess Celestia.
Hey, CMCs.
Make sure she
Octavia,
knows you're
Vinyl.
kidding when we say that, though. I'm happy to say everything is back how it used to be.
Oh, mostly.
I demand to speak
It's-
to the yearbook president. How did this get in here?
A yearbook president never reveals her secrets.
Oh!
Well, not exactly how it used to be.
Wow.
I got a yearbook
Rose
celebrate
Derby!
for best gardener.
Yes! Oh. Oh, come on. We all knew that was going to happen. We all knew that. Oh, wow. Seriously, please, please, please. I need to see what the voices were. Please give us the full version of that song. When this stuff drops on YouTube, they better release the full version of that song, Invisible. I need that song. Oh. Best Equestria Girls special movie, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, the best one yet. I got my wish! Okay. I need some time to absorb this, and I will be back with my thoughts on this. Stay tuned. I'm a wallflower. Are you? How many of us have done things that we'd like to forget? Awkward social encounters, things we've said without thinking and later regretted, maybe tripping and falling in public, just embarrassing moments of all shapes and sizes. Things that make you just want to crawl in a hole and disappear, basically. Some of us do crawl in a hole, and we kind of shut ourselves off from the rest of the world because it's seems a lot safer than risking more awkward, embarrassing moments. Wallflower, I feel like, represents those fears that so many of us deal with. Just on the surface, she seems like the type of person that's just kind of very quiet, tends to naturally blend into the background, very likely an introvert, is definitely getting those vibes, seeing similarities between her and myself in this regard. Somebody that just finds social encounters very awkward and just, wanted to kind of do things on her own and, rather than just pushing herself to engage with others, despite wanting, friendships. It's like, it wasn't that she just didn't want friendships and wanted to be alone. It just seemed like it was probably safer for her to go and do that rather than risk all these awkward encounters. And I deal with this constantly myself. I find myself in a crowd of people and just wanting to go home and be by myself. And it's while at the same time wishing that I did have somebody that I could, talk to and engage with. It's just, it feels like it's just too awkward for me to go up and, introduce myself to somebody I don't really know and strike up a random conversation or something. It's kind of fears of like what that could lead to. I'm afraid of saying something that is silly or stupid, or or even just leading to, it's like, I don't need a whole ton of friends in my life. I don't want to go out and just start making all kinds of connections and relationships that I have to keep track of all the time. That to me is a lot of mental stress that I feel like I don't need. So it's I just end up wanting to be alone, and that in and of itself is not necessarily a bad thing. Everybody needs alone time. That is healthy. But everybody also needs friendship and social interaction time. I mean, we need to find a good balance between those two things there. And as a wallflower, really let her inability to make friends kind of lead to depression, it looked like. I mean, that when we were seeing those flashbacks in her memories, just kind of standing there in the background all the time and then walking away by herself out of the school and finding that little, hidden garden area that she started to work on. It just that seemed to be like a good way. It's like, oh, hey, here's something that I understand and enjoy, and that this is me. I can, I prefer to do this rather than go trying to put myself out there with others and make friends. I can very, very much relate to that situation. I've done that for the better, that type of thing for the better part of my life, to be perfectly honest. The problem here, and that. It was an unfortunate situation. It does happen a lot. But then when she found the memory stone, she began trying to fix things. She said at first it was just, small, like little awkward encounters that she erased, and then it escalated and got out of control from there. There's really no telling how many memories that she erased. And, I mean, based on those flashbacks, she didn't find the stone until at least after the events of Friendship Games. But regardless of when she started erasing memories, there's no telling how far back in time she was pulling those memories from. So she might have been going back, several years. Well, she said, she told Sunset, I've known you since the 9th grade. She told Trixie, I've known you since the 3rd grade. But with all the memories that she'd been deleting, how many memories of her did they even still have from those several years worth of school? I get the feeling it was something where Wallflower wasn't even really fully aware of the full effects of the deletion of these memories. And, this is basically, she erased so many encounters that, it's getting to the point nobody ever noticed that she was around or anything that she did. So maybe even with Sunset and the others in the computer lab there, did she erase part of that encounter because it seemed kind of awkward and stuff? And is that why Sunset then left and turned the light off on her, just forgetting that she was even there? We don't really know. We don't know to what extent she was doing that stuff. But yeah, it was kind of getting a little out of control there. And really, there's kind of two notable effects of this. Wallflower robbed herself of her own potential friendships. So sometimes it's those awkward moments, awkward interactions you have with people that actually lead to friendships and new connections and new things. And she was, robbing herself of the potential for doing that. It's just like, oh, I didn't like how that went, I'll just delete that encounter from that person's memory. Well, it's like she'd never even met, as far as anyone else is concerned, she never even met anyone or tried to do anything to interact with them. So maybe some people just thought, oh, that's just, she just likes to be by herself all the time, so we'll just leave her alone. That might have been happening. But also she was robbing others of the ability to even become her friend. Again, some of them might have wanted to be her friend, but by never remembering that they even bumped into her, did anything with her, just to them that never happened, so that they don't even know that she was there needing a friend. It's kind of hard to explain the two angles on this, but it really, she was creating a problem for herself. She's kind of digging herself into a hole where it's like she's getting mad about not having friends, but also making it incredibly difficult for anyone to even want to be her friend because they just never noticed her or didn't remember her. I don't think she quite understood the full effects that were occurring as a result of her deleting these memories. So, and then as a result of all this, she basically took it kind of personally that Sunset went from, biggest meanie in the freshman year to, Miss Popularity here in what presumably is the senior year. It looks like this is an established timeline now. Sunset first showed up in the freshman year, and we saw her in 3 Fall Formals. It's like this must be the senior year now. It's timeline's still a little hazy, but I'm going with that. Makes me wonder what's coming up for Equestria girls. The college years? We'll have to see. But yeah, Sunset rose from biggest meanie to, part of the best group of friends, and, the head of the yearbook committee and whatnot. And from Wallflower's perspective, she was saying that, well, okay, for some reason everybody else has forgotten about what she did, presumably, even without the memory stone, erasing their memories. But it's like Sunset still doesn't, she doesn't pay attention to me either, because we're even on the same committee together, and she forgets that I'm even here and stuff. Again, we don't know how much of that was actually Wallflower's fault, but point is, her perspective of Sunset was that she's just basically a big faker, and she hadn't really changed, wasn't really deserving of all the praise and adoration that she was getting from everyone else. And meanwhile, Wallflower is sitting here desperately wanting friendships, wanting some attention, and constantly being denied it. So she was taking it personally and ended up setting out on a revenge trip here against Sunset. But again, I really think a lot of this was her fault. I'm not going to put it all on Wallflower, because there may have been some mistakes on the part of Sunset and friends and others in the school to just, you know, failure to notice Wallflower and engage with her. But at the same time, if she was erasing all their memories of all of that, and not only that, but just before that, just failing to actually go out and try and engage with anyone for fear of more embarrassing and awkward moments, you know, she's at least partly to fault for that. Now, you know, looking at this from, you know, like the moral lesson perspective, is we can't erase our memories, or others' memories of us, you know, which makes the risk even greater for us, you know, to go out and put yourself out there, because once a thing happens, it happens, and it's in people's memories, and you can't change that. But you don't overcome your fears and awkwardness by just shutting yourself off from the world. I myself have many moments I'd like to delete from either my own memory or everyone else's. You know, that there's moments from years past that for years I keep, every so often I keep dredging up these old memories, these old stupid things that I've done, or, you know, embarrassing moments, and it's replaying them over and over and over in my head like a broken record, and, you know, sometimes even keeping me up at night. And I was there wondering, like, why can't I just forget about these for like forever? And I think the answer is because I'm not supposed to forget about them. You know, our memories, both good and bad, make us who we are. They're part of our character, our very being. And there are lessons to be learned from our memories too. If we forget about the things that have happened to us, we can't learn from them and grow stronger. And if we don't take the risk of interacting with others, we can miss out on so much stuff. You know, not only do we not get any friends that way, but we also don't have the opportunity to get out and befriend and help others. And as I mentioned before, is that sometimes those awkward encounters are what actually lead to the friendships happening in the first place. You know, I know firsthand what it feels like to take a big risk. I started this YouTube channel. I've talked about this before, and I started in arguably one of the most cringy ways possible with that Crusaders of the Lost Mark reaction. I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about. And you know, I was dreading the comments I would receive on it. I really was. I almost didn't do it at all. There were moments where I thought I should just, you know, erase it and walk away. But the positive response I got out of that was far more than I could have ever hoped for. And, you know, across all my videos, you know, the mostly positive, you know, bunch of comments that I've got, most of the comments I've got have been largely positive and have been super encouraging to me. And the friendships that I've started as a result of this journey, I would not trade those for anything. But the best thing of all is I now live with the knowledge that I have made a positive impact in the lives of so many other people. And I'm not saying that to try and say, hey, look, I'm awesome, I do all this cool stuff and whatever. That's not why I'm saying this. I'm saying is that this has been an incredibly uplifting experience for myself, because I've gotten so many comments from you guys that say I have, you know, just me acting like just a goof and a nutcase on these crazy over-the-top reactions, which honestly is just me. It's not really like I'm trying to act over the top. I do basically just cutting loose and having some fun. And I've gotten so many comments from people that say that they've, you know, gotten so much enjoyment out of watching my reactions. They just, like, whenever they need a smile, they go back and watch stuff that I've done and are able to put a smile back on their face and stuff. And that to me has been the best part of this entire experience, knowing that I've had such a positive impact on others' lives. When before I did this, I never thought I could ever have any kind of meaningful impact on others in this world, because I couldn't get out of my shell. I couldn't get out and engage with anyone. So this has been, I have to say, one of the most rewarding experiences I've ever done. It was still a big risk. It still is every time I upload something, but it's been worth it. And you know, I have to say that things won't always turn out this way. I mean, it's called a risk for a reason. Without, there's risk of success, there's risk of failure. That's life. But without risk, there's no chance for reward. So sometimes you just have to take the risk, because if you don't, again, you never know what you might be missing out on. But with that said, it's far too easy to fall back on old ways too. As an introvert, it's far too easy for me to just slip back into my comfort zone. I struggle with this all the time. I am by nature a wallflower, and I usually just prefer to kind of keep quiet in the background, not really make too much for waves, not be troubled with complicated social interactions. Just tend to more stay home and do my own thing, or with my close group of friends. It really takes effort to keep stepping out and interacting with others and make new friends. It's a daily challenge. It really is. Unfortunately, old habits die very hard, as we also saw with Sunset Shimmer. Good segue into that. I just briefly say here that Wallflower is like one of the most relatable antagonists I've ever seen in this show or any other show. And it was awesome to see so much of myself in her. It's like I can understand the pain that she was dealing with. Like I can understand why she did what she did. Misguided or not, I understand why she did it. I understand the pain she was dealing with. So this has been an incredible experience for me, just sitting here and collecting my thoughts on this and thinking and reflecting on things in my own life. So great piece of writing on this. Fantastic character, and I mean, Nick Conflone knocked it out of the park once again. Yeah, Sunset Shimmer. This really feels... Equestria Girls in general, let's face it, it's basically the Sunset Shimmer show. There's been some other focuses, like Legend of Everfree, focused a little more on Twilight, of course, and some stuff. But by and large, it's been about Sunset's journey is, from the original antagonist to now, leader of the group and champion of the magic of friendship and whatnot. And it really just kind of, this is like a full circle scenario. We got to see some of the events of all the previous movies recapped, where that led up to who she is today. She got to see what her life would have looked like if she had never made that key change in her life, if she had never reformed. And she was confronted once again with her mean side, which is still there. And that... It's easy to see why. I mean, everybody has traits about themselves that we don't like and that we do our best to suppress and overcome. Sunset has a mean streak to her, which I also can understand. I have issues where I just get very, very angry at things and at life in general and stuff, and it's difficult to deal with sometimes. And we see that with Fluttershy. We saw in this episode, actually, where Fluttershy, there's the jab at her at the beginning where Rainbow Dash say, like, oh yeah, we know some pretty shy people, don't we? And Fluttershy's like, really? Who? But then later on, after their memories had been erased and Sunset met him on the beach, then Fluttershy, only remembering the bad sides of Sunset, kind of went and was cowering behind Applejack there. Again, her shyness, her timidness... despite what she's done to overcome that, when you're in a stressful situation, it's easy to revert to those old traits. And Sunset was in one of the most stressful situations of all here, where her entire life just got completely turned upside down, literally overnight. And, she lost a head, or all her friends unfairly ripped away from her and stuff. I mean, I would be mad too. But there were those moments where she kind of let that get the best of her. I mean, she was having the showdown with Trixie in the hallway, and then the worst part was the confrontation with Wallflower in the computer lab, where she almost did something that I bet she would have regretted there, it looked like to me. So, again, it's easy to see that is still a part of her, and that it's something she would revert to in a stressful situation like that. And we saw that even come out back in Friendship Games when she was getting mad at Twilight for her reckless use of magic and whatever, with all the problems that were occurring there. So, and that actually is why that's the only memory that Twilight was, or Side Twilight was even left with for Sunset after all her memories of her got deleted, because presumably everything since then has been positive memories. That was the only part that she remembered of Sunset where she was mean. Which means Sunset has been doing very good at not being mean, but there's still that trait buried deep down that can come out in the right kind of situation. So, but yeah, Sunset, with literally not a friend left in the world, she wisely went to Equestria for help. And this led to one of the best things that could ever possibly happen in the show. The confrontation with Celestia. It finally happened. I didn't think it was going to happen. I thought, oh, it's just Princess Twilight's going to come over for a visit again. Oh, to get to see the two Twilights interact, that would be interesting and awkward and whatever. But no, she went back and ended up confronting Celestia and asking her for help. And oh my word, that was so absolutely perfect. You know, with the exception of Twilight sticking her nose in that, that entire scene basically went play by play exactly the way I've imagined it. You know, where Sunset would get in a situation where she would have to come back and face Celestia because she needed her for help for something. And, you know, she'd come in there and do this whole apology speech, and Celestia would be just hamming it up, you know, doing the stern look thing and really kind of letting her sweat it out. And at the last second, just, you know, melt and just, you know, hug her and welcome her back and whatever. I mean, just, it went exactly the way I'd imagined. And that's not a bad thing. That is, it was beautiful. It was done right. It was done perfectly. And it maybe could have been a little bit more grander of a thing. I mean, it was a fairly short and sweet thing. So maybe not as quite as grandiose of a scene as I thought it might be, but overall I think it was done well. I think it was paced well. You know, we didn't really need to spend a huge amount of time on a scene like that. I think it accomplished exactly what it needed to accomplish. But I do wonder, it's like, had Sunset been preparing for that? Had she been rehearsing that speech in front of the mirror, you know, thinking about the day where this might actually have to happen, you know? I don't know if she ever actually wanted to come back and confront Celestia, or if she was hoping she would never have to, or there really hasn't been enough build-up for that for us to know what her thought process was on that. We only know that Twilight told her that she wasn't going to like this, but Sunset stood firm because she said, I will do anything to get my friends back, which, again, is, you know, point in her favor for, you know, really wanting to do the right thing. And the big thing here, I love that she cut Twilight off. I mean, Twilight was in there just trying to make all kinds of excuses for her and, you know, rationalizations and whatever, and Sunset was just like, stop. Like, hush. Like, this is between me and Celestia. It says, I did what I did. I made mistakes. I have to own up for it. You know, you're not going to get in the middle of this. So that was fantastic to see it. She wasn't hiding behind anyone. She just laid it all out there. Like, hey, you know, Celestia, I screwed up. I'm sorry. I now need your help. Will you please help me? Oh, that was awesome. That was awesome. And, yeah, that just, there's nothing more I can say about that. It was just perfect. But as Celestia too, though, yeah, I got to thinking about this. I had only ever really thought about this from the perspective of Sunset needing closure on this. But I think it was just as much Celestia needed this. I mean, okay, there was that moment later on in the library where Celestia kind of went Trollestia on Sunset, and it was like, what are you saying? I wasn't a good teacher? You know, this is like a real serious mean look on her face, and just got both Sunset and Twilight sweating over it, and then just busted out laughing and whatever, and Sunset was like, wow, Princess Celestia has a sense of humor. Things really have changed. Well, and that got me thinking back. It's like, you know, when Sunset was her student, this was pre-Main Six, this was pre-Twilight, this was pre-Return of Luna. I mean, this was in kind of that dark time period for Celestia that we really don't know much about, like what her mental state was like back then. And, you know, she, with all the stresses and struggles she was going through at the time, you know, that probably was weighing on her heavily and probably was a contributing factor to whatever she'd done to fail, Sunset, she probably was more mad at herself for failing as Sunset's teacher than she was at Sunset for running away. And I mean, just thinking that like she lost Luna, as like now she lost Sunset too, and who knows how many before her and whatever. I mean, that probably left her in a really bad spot, and that then makes sense why in what episode that was that a Royal Power? No, I'm sorry, I forget which episode it was now. But when we saw the flashback, that was Celestial Advice. When we saw where Celestia was, it was the early days of her tutelage of Twilight, and she was like freaking out over like, is she doing the right things? Is like, if I push her away, will she not come back? And blah blah blah. I mean, you can see the effects of her failure with Sunset, weighing on her heavily. Like she didn't want to make the same mistakes all over again. But now, in present day, it's to the point like this was really well timed, because now Celestia herself has had success with Twilight, has seen Twilight turn around and become a great teacher in her own right to Starlight, and become a leader for the main 6 group. And she's gotten Luna back too, and has rekindled the lost friendship and sisterly connection she's had with her too, which Starlight helped with. So I mean, there's a lot that's happened in Celestia's life too. And I think it's a point where she finally can like relax and cut loose a little bit and have fun, because she's not so stressed out over everything. So yeah, I think it's good closure for both of them on that front. But anyway, this is going along. I got to keep going here. So back to Sunset. So that after getting that help, she ended up befriending Trixie. Probably one of the least likable people in all of Canterlot High, at least from the students' perspective. And, that's proving that she was not willing to fully, revert to her old ways. I mean, she was still wanting to be a champion of friendship. It's like, hey, even if I've lost everyone else, at least I still have one friend. And it's awesome that she is actually able to see past this, like, facade that Trixie is putting on and seeing the real person behind that. And I love that moment between the two of them. It was just that those two actually have a lot in common. So that was interesting. And then the biggest thing, Sunset ended up taking the proverbial bullet for her friends by having all of her memories of high school erased instead of having theirs erased. I mean, basically, she cared so much about their friendships with each other that she was more willing to have herself forget all about them than to see that group of 6 just fall apart and lose all their friendships. I mean, that was a huge, huge deal. And I mean, it was heart-wrenching just seeing a Sunset, like, reset to, like, basically the day one, the day that she first came to the human world from Equestria. I mean, man, that was intense. But I mean, that's proof positive that she has definitely proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that she has changed, and that she is fully deserving of being in the group of best friends, and and being the leader of the group, and all this stuff. She really has earned the right to not be remembered as biggest meanie anymore. Truly has earned that. And in fact, you can argue that she has she deserves wings a lot more than Twilight does. Let's be honest. They just kind of fell into Twilight's lap, so to speak, and then she's kind of grown into him later on. Sunset has done way more to earn him than Twilight ever did, but not that I'm saying Twilight doesn't deserve them, but I would say Sunset doesn't need him. I mean, it would be sort of nice confirmation and whatever, but why? What does she have to prove? She doesn't need that to prove that. We can see that in her actions, in her very character. She deserves everything that she has gotten. All the good things that have happened to her. She's earned it. She doesn't need wings to show that she earned it. So she's perfect the way she is, flaws and all, and I don't care if that never changes, personally. So... And, I was going to say, too, that she, I think she's really made Celestia and Twilight both very proud with the way that she has become the leader of the group and is, passing on their teachings and wisdom to, so many others. I mean, it's, you look at past events, Saitway, Juniper Montage, now Wallflower Blush, even Trixie. I mean, Sunset has really been doing a great job in this world, and also a great job of dealing with the magic issues and stuff. So I think they're all quite proud of her. So, but yeah, it feels like Sunset Stories just kind of come full circle here. It could have been a great ending of the series. If it had ended here, I'd be like, perfect, done. A few lingering storylines, not important. But I'm glad it's not, though. I mean, there's more shorts and specials and stuff I've heard of coming out, and maybe more movies and stuff. I don't know, but I hope this train keeps rolling. There is still the one thing that comes to mind. There is still the those glowing orbs that came out of that statue at the end of Legend of Everfree. We've only dealt with one of those so far with the Juniper Montage story, so there's still that we have to deal with. And as far as that goes, the how much junk got dumped into this world by Star Swirl and Associates. I mean, Clover the Clever. For having the title The Clever, you think you could have done something a little bit more clever to hide it than bury that magic stone under 2 inches of dirt. I don't understand why you didn't just destroy the thing in the first place. Why did you hide instead of destroy it? And yeah, maybe it could have been complete middle of nowhere with not a human soul around for miles back in that time period. That's not really the point. Should have been hidden better than that, or destroyed better off. So a little bit of a convenient plot device thing there, but yeah, we just continue to find past misdeeds of Star Swirl and them that have that keep coming back to haunt them. So yeah, plenty more story opportunities there. And just some other thought. Well, as far as Star Swirl and that goes, I mean, Twilight dredging up the like all this pre-Equestrian history stuff in that new section of the library. That, coupled with the fact that Star Swirl and Pillars are now back, I feel like this is potentially more build-up for more historical events to come to light in both worlds. So could be some interesting foreshadowing there with all that stuff. Oh, what was I gonna say here? Oh yeah, just a couple final thoughts. Trixie, I said I touched on her a little bit. Her story here. I love seeing her story arc in this. Really, kind of a different path that took compared to in Equestria, like with No Second Prances and her interaction and now friendship with Twilight. It's well, actually more so with Starlight, but still, it's like she had the beef with. It's been a Starlight Twilight thing because we didn't have Sunset in that world. Now in this world, there's really no Starlight Glimmer to speak of for the most part, and Trixie hasn't had the interactions with Twilight. It ended up being with Sunset that she made the connection with, and I love that difference between the two worlds because the dynamic between Trixie and Starlight and the dynamic between Trixie and Sunset, I think, are two very different things. I mean, the Trixies of the two worlds haven't had the same life experiences, so they are different people, really. And I think where they are at in their lives, I think the different dynamics work well. So I'm curious to see how that goes in the future. Flash Sentry, I just gotta point this out. Again, I don't hate Flash. I like Flash's character. I just hate that he's so useless. All that they don't use him. And like he showed up, driving his car up into that presumably the faculty lot or something at the end there, and just like was there for the sake of being there and nothing else. Maybe he would have had more visibility. Maybe he was in some of the footage that got cut from this airing of this special. I don't know. But whatever his role was in there was apparently very minimal if they were able to just cut it out that easily. So, please, do something with Flash Sentry. Alright? That's all I asked. Just have him do something. I mean, I thought we were getting there in Legend of Everfree. He had that moment with Sunset I thought was awesome. Whatever, maybe future special. But anyway, I think I've really said all that needs to be said about this. Just still, this is the most fantastic piece of Equestria Girls content that we've gotten to date. It really is. I love the story with Sunset coming full circle. It's and such a relatable antagonist, just fantastic story, so many feels. I don't know how it can get better from here, but I hope it does. I hope it keeps going. So thanks to all the writers and musicians and everything. Those songs, utterly fantastic. Can't wait to get the full versions. And yeah, just keep making more awesome stories like this. This is great. So thanks for watching, everyone, if you're still with me here. Sorry again for taking so long to get this new content up, but I hope you've enjoyed watching this with me. And yeah, be looking for more stuff soon here, hopefully. So take care. See you later.